Hey everyone.
Hey Shauna, how are you? Obviously a lot of attention, a lot of hype on you coming into your UFC debut. Any extra added pressure, or how does it feel to kind of have everybody kind of anticipating your debut?
Yeah, there is a lot of pressure for sure, but I love that. Do you know what I mean? It's what I'm here for, and I have the whole of Ireland backing me, and I couldn't have more support, so I'm super grateful.
And we've seen, obviously, Conor tweet about you. He's spoken about you. What does it mean to have his support? Because obviously he's been such a massive figure for Irish MMA.
Oh, it's huge. Like, to have him on board as part of my sponsorship team is like unbelievable. And he's been backing me my whole career. Like, he's always congratulating me and wishing me luck in all my fights. So for now to be in the UFC and he's here too, and him to be on my team is it's deadly.
And I know you're 5-0 as a pro, but you have an extensive kickboxing background. You've had a lot of amateur fights. I want to go back, though. What gave you the decision to kind of transition to MMA?
So it was kind of coming to the end of my days for kickboxing. I had won everything there was to win multiple times, and I wanted to go to the Olympics, but I came to the realisation it wasn't going to be in the Olympics in my time of fighting. So I transitioned to Taekwondo for a short period of time to try and go to the Olympics and that, but it didn't really suit me. I missed punching and it just wasn't for me. And then I fell into Jiu-Jitsu, and soon after I fell into MMA and I fell in love with it, and here I am now.
And obviously we know a lot about your striking. Do you come into this UFC debut hoping to show off your ground game as well, or is the knockout on your mind?
I want to knock her out.
Do you have a prediction of when you get to do it?
Second round.
Thank you.
Shauna, there's a real surge in Irish MMA at the moment. Obviously, previously, Conor was like one man kind of flying the flag, it felt like, or doing it to a certain level. Now we've got Ian Gary, we've got Rhys McKee back in the UFC after being a Cage Warriors champion, Caelan Loughran, and amongst others, Liam McCourt that was here earlier doing well. Does that make this whole goal just feel kind of, did it give you more self-belief that you're seeing your countrymen and women doing so well?
Yeah, like it is an individual sport, I suppose, but I've fought with a team for my whole life. Like with kickboxing, it was always a team kind of thing. You travel with loads of people, so the more the merrier. The more of us that are putting our foot on the mat and coming out and showing everyone what we are made of is better. Like I 100% think like there's loads of Americans, loads of Brazilians. Why can't there be loads of Irish?
And we've also spoken to fighters previously about the nerves that set in making that UFC walk for the first time, hearing Bruce Buffer say their name, and they say they weren't planning on, they didn't think they were going to be nervous, but it all felt different. Have you put anything in place in this camp to try and potentially combat any feelings of potentially being slightly overwhelmed when it gets to fight night and you've got the bright lights, the O2 and Bruce Buffer and all those kind of things?
Yeah, like 100% there's going to be pressure and it will be overwhelming, and you feel that in every fight, and I think if you don't feel that, you're not human, but that's what makes me perform. If I was to go out and not have those little bit of nerves and butterflies in my stomach, I wouldn't perform my best. That's all part of it, and that's what makes me Mama B.
Thank you.
Shauna, over to your left. Hiya. Being a pro fighter is an incredible commitment in order to get to the big stage, but being a mum is a different level, right? So how do you balance both?
It's hectic, for sure. But like, if I come home from my morning session and I'm wrecked, exhausted, and I get to look at Jace, he brightens up my day and he motivates me and he gets me going for my second session of the day. I think I have the best of both worlds. Some people work a 9-to-5 job and don't get to see their kids for the full day. The morning I drop Jace to creche, get my morning session in, come back, get to spend the whole afternoon and evening with him before my evening session. So I think I have the best of both worlds. It is super tiring and it is tough, but it's great. I get to see him and his developments and each stage of him coming up. So yeah, I think I have the best of both.
And in terms of getting ready for your debut, you've got like Molly's on this card. I mean, have you had the opportunity to actually talk to her and pick her brains ahead of your debut, and has she given you any advice ahead of it?
Yeah, of course. Like I train with Molly over a year now. I go over to her and she comes over to me. So I don't even need to ask her. It's like she knows what's on my mind. She's like reassuring me the whole week. She's letting me know things that I didn't know. She's like, your food's here, this is there. Do you know, because she's been here so long. So she knows the ins and outs of everything. And to have her there to reassure me is just amazing.
And in terms of the actual walk, when you actually walk through the curtain into the arena, your music's playing, you've got 10,000 people in the building. how's your mindset going to be? Are you going to try and embrace everything, or is it sort of tunnel vision?
No, that's my favourite part. Like, I hate the warm-up area. That's what I hate, the wait. And when I walk and my song comes on, that's go time. This is what I love, you know. And then when I step into the cage, that's the best part.
Brilliant. Thanks very much.
Thank you.